Hey, are you a big guy or a big lady? Maybe you got a fear of heights and you don't really trust tree stands out there with you. But a couple years ago, for Father's Day, I think it was, we rode up to Asheville, North Carolina to the Sportsman's Warehouse, and the wife and kids got me a new tree stand. It's pretty much fixed all my problems. I don't like heights, and I'm a big guy. I am almost 6'5", about 260-ish pounds, 270 pounds. When I got the tree stand, I was 344 pounds. Without further ado, let me tell you about it. I like to climb up and hunt all day if possible. Sometimes though, I'll climb up before daylight and I'll hunt till 10 o'clock and I'll go somewhere else if I'm not seeing any movement. I'm not all about sitting and hoping. This would be one of my dream setups. Being on a creek with a lot of foliage and a lot of deer crossings. This might not come as any great surprise or anything, but this is the Summit Titan. It's very similar to the Summit Viper, except it's bigger and the dimensions of the metal and the welds are more hefty. One of my problems, ever since I was a kid and started tree stand hunting, is I'm always scared it's gonna break or I'm gonna fall out of it. Or if you have a thing about heights and tree stands, you know where I'm coming from. Fellas, you're not gonna lose your man card if you admit to this. As I got older, and I got into the maintenance-oriented world, doing a lot of welding and fabrication and things, I started paying a lot more attention to stuff like that. I bought a tree stand that was by Warren Sweat. It was cottonwood. And I hunted out of it a couple of seasons, not religiously, but this thing popped and cracked and made so much freaking noise. And every joint on this thing, it was just aluminum tubing screwed together. So then I went from that to a Brent Hunt trophy whitetail. Brent Hunt was down here in Anderson, South Carolina, made tons of tree stands, and they were super popular down here. And he sold out to somebody else, and they sold to somebody else, and blah, blah, blah. But where there were an area where there was quite a bit of material joined together, there would be little welds about 1 inch long. Nah. So I went from that to the Buckshot Big Shot stand. And I loved the Buckshot Big Shot. It was built really well, but it's the biggest one they had. My knees would ride into that bar that goes across in front of you, and I couldn't stand it. I mean, I'd have to put my foot piece way down. Then if you sat down, your feet are dangling, your legs fall asleep. It just wasn't for me. So now here we are with the Summit Titan. I love the Summit Titan for a lot of reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is I can climb up and sit in this thing all day. Never get any never get sore. I never get monkey butt when your butt starts itching after you sit somewhere for a while. This is some of my favorite aspects of it. The welds on this thing are super done. See, this is welded on both sides. Everything is welded really good. Got the cable and cable lock system, where the only way you can release these things is to pull this down to pull this one back behind it and bring it out the top. So you don't have to worry about while you're climbing a tree, your cable coming undone. I did some of this stuff where the stand, the foot piece sits down in here and it hits right there to keep it from making noise and rattling going through the woods. This year, I'm gonna be doing some more to it. That's why I have it hanging down here on a tree at the creek right now. I'm letting it air out get my safety vest out, let it air out. And I bought 3 different kinds of camo tape to put on this thing. One is stealth strips, one is another brand by an archery company, and one is just plain old camo hockey tape. Now I'll admit the stealth strips, they're really nice. They're padded and they stick really well. But if you wanted to do this whole stand, it's gonna take 3 or 4 rolls. There's not much on a roll. And it's 27 bucks a roll. Nah. We used some hockey tape and some pipe insulation that I picked up at Lowe's yesterday. And I'm gonna hit a couple more spots on here. And I got it out here. It's right at a month, not quite a month. 27 days till our season opens up here in the mountains of South Carolina. So I'm putting it out here now. I'm going to put the silence and stuff on it tomorrow. It's pretty silent the way it is with the paracord I got on there and all the regular padding and cushions it comes with. It's pretty darn quiet going through the woods. I'm a mobile hunter, so my tree stand usage is about maybe a third of my hunting efforts. Since I got this thing, man, I have had no problems with being scared of heights, getting up there 16, 20 feet. It's been great. This is the kind of trees I like to climb with a lot of foliage around them. Yeah. I'm a mobile hunter. I'm a backpack and tree seat kind of guy. And when I go in and I scout, and if I find some really good sign, most of the time I back out, and it depends on the situation really, but I'll back out with the purpose of next time I come in, I bring this back during the rut to sit all day. Trails that may look kind of like this, things that look a lot like this, and that's also one of the places I choose to put a mineral lick. See how the deer have been coming into this mineral lick? It is stomped to the ground. I strongly suggest everybody wear a safety harness. I'm in this red gecko bag because year before last, I was headed out of the woods in the dark and I tied my safety harness to the stand and it fell, and I like to never found the stupid thing. Leave my harness here on the tree too. This is a very minimalist hunter safety system shadow. When I bought the stand, the reason we went to Sportsman Warehouse and bought it is they had a deal. If you buy the stand, you get the harness for free. It's an awesome and comfortable harness. Another thing I like to do when I get up to the heights I'm going to be hunting, I like to use these ratchet ropes to ratchet my foot piece to the tree. And if any of you guys have ever climbed up in the woods by yourself and your foot piece went down the tree, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just hook it on there like that, and you don't have to worry about that foot piece going nowhere. I mean, nowhere. My buttocks will be here, so it's not going to go nowhere. Take care of yourself, folks. You know, it's like me. Old cornbread ain't nothing special, but I'm kind of fond of him. I hear my wife in the background playing with the girls hollering up there at the house. Folks, I might do it on this one. It might be I'll put a link in the description and first comment. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. I said I was only going to link things on this channel that I truly believe in, and I truly believe in this tree stand. It's super well made, and I have zero complaints. You know, a lot of times you'll get something and say, well, I like it, except I got no complaints. Now, you might want to ask about the weight. It's a few pounds heavier than the Viper, but nothing bad. Spend a lot more time sitting in it than you do carrying it. I was going to climb up in it and do some filming, but I left my tripod up there and I didn't feel like walking back to get it. And I don't have any way of setting up a tripod, starting the camera, and climbing a tree. So I figured this would be a really good representation. Appreciate y'all watching. Titan, it's a good one. Big fella or fellerette, or you got a fear of heights, hey, it's a great option. If I get to talk to y'all again, y'all have a great and blessed day. Peace and God bless.